Hello, you're welcome. You're welcome onto my channel today, and it gives me great joy to observe you have viewing this video. Hi, I'm Dr. Olayinka Kole. I'm a sociologist. I'm a researcher. I'm a lecturer in the university. I'm a public speaker. And I do content on sociology, research, relationship, and migration. So this video today is on international migration. So you see, I'm laughing because what I want to address today is particularly for me, very serious, but at the same time, we have to drill it down in a way that is friendly and funny. Meanwhile, have you subscribed to this channel? If you haven't, kindly tap the subscribe button on your screen right now. Click the subscribe button on your screen right now. And if you are subscribed to the channel previously, thank you very much for staying tuned. So the title of my video today is Hard Truth African Men Must Know About Having Girlfriend, Wife, or having relationship abroad. This is very important. I've done researches, I've published, articles in this area, and I've seen many things around this area. I say I will address this. I've presented research findings at international conferences on this matter. So it's an area, but I say I'll make a video around it on this my channel, so for people to benefit. So if you are an African man, very traditionally African, don't go abroad and have wife or girlfriend or female partner. You're going to have problems because that place is essentially different from Africa. Abroad, I'm talking about UK, Canada, Australia, United States, and the EU, all those places. They're slightly different from Africa. And this is very important because I've seen people having serious problems around this area. People having mental problems about this. People having serious relationship problems. People having divorces. People even having gender-based violence. People even dying because of this, because African men abroad are not able to understand the fact that these countries abroad are essentially different from their traditional African society. So they export their African mentality, African mindset to their marriages abroad, and it gives a lot of problems to the relationship. So if you are so traditional in terms of African mindset, please don't go abroad. If you go abroad, don't marry, don't go into relationships. If you go into relationship, then you have to know that the abroad culture, let me use that way, it's totally different from African culture. It's a different setting. Some of the privileges, many people don't realize this. Many have gone into depression. Many have gone to prison because of all of this, because they simply do not understand that African men in Africa are privileged and they are entitled because of patriarchy. They are just the alpha and the omega to their wives, to the female gender. But overseas, it's totally different. Most of the time, take this from me, you will have what we call role reversal. You may suddenly find that you are becoming the wife or the lady, while the wife or the lady is becoming the husband in the traditional way. So all the roles, all the chores that your wife or your girlfriend used to do in Africa, you will find yourself doing it. At the best, you share it. It's about shared responsibility. Unfortunately, sometimes power can even change hand. Power can change hand, to the extent that your wife or your lady suddenly become more powerful than you are. Naturally, that's the way it is in that place, because the law favors the women, the system protects the women. Unlike in Africa, where the culture favors the men, or even the system favors the men. You see, the opposite. It's a contradiction when you go to that place. So if you are traditionally African in your mindset, the real African man who call the shots, who just sit down, the wives are running up and down to take care of you, you are in for a shocker when you get abroad. So that's why many men who go abroad, suddenly they lose out. Some of them, their wives will just kick them out, even the children will kick them out, and they find it difficult to ask some friend of people who kill their wives, kill their girlfriend, because they simply cannot understand how suddenly the woman they even brought themselves from Africa abroad suddenly become so powerful. The law favors them. And many men lost it all. They lost everything, including their mind. Many lost their marriages and relations because they simply cannot understand. So it's good for you to know that when you go abroad, the culture there, the values there, the norms there, the systems there, the legal system there actually are protective of women, unlike what you find in Africa. So you may suddenly become house husband or house man. It's true. So know this and know peace. So if you want to go abroad, I've seen many men who say, they're already abroad. They say, my wife will never come here if I don't want to lose her. They will say, will remain in Africa. I've heard it severally. But that's not actually the best option. It depends on your situation. But I think it's just for you to realize the fact I'm mentioning here and prepare yourself. And know fully well that you will share bills. Some of the things that keep women perpetually down in Africa is because the men are the ones calling the shot, paying the bills, being responsible, and the culture also favors men. But when you get over there, this tradition that favors men, that say men, all the culture, all the proverbs, all the adages, the wisdom, all the wise sayings that say men had the head, suddenly will not hold there anymore. And the fact that you are the one providing for the family, for the woman, will not hold there because even the woman may even have a better job. Or sometimes also you share bills, you share responsibility. You just simply discover that what you have as an opportunity to continue to be the head, definitely, or to continue to be suppressive for the woman to continue to be subservient will not be available up there again. You share responsibility and the culture, the legal system supports the women. Suddenly you find yourself in the cold, and so it's very important that the society favors women there. And some women also, from my experience, I've done research in this, and I've spoken to many women who are just tolerating their husbands. They're just tolerating. They're just when they have no choice, they're just tolerating. So when they now move abroad, it's payback time for the men. So the men will just now I'm abroad now. So no shaking. We are both here. We are both making money. Even I'm making more money. You don't understand that the woman was only tolerating you when you were in Africa. All the King Kong, all these machoistic elements that you have to bring down your ego when you get abroad. Believe me. I'm not playing, I'm not joking. So all the ego that you bring from Africa, you have to do away with the ego. Otherwise, you will have problems, serious problems. You have to begin to be humble, seriously humble. And I said the fact that you are in a new terrain, new environment, and you must be calm, gentle, and humble, otherwise you will have problems. So realize the fact that no ego here, nobody is superior here. You are at best partners, and you are sharing a responsibility. So if you're the one that your wife has been tolerating you for many years when you were in Africa, realize that now you have to change all of this and realize that this tolerance or that the woman has been having over the years is just because of you, and you may not know. So you have to find out carefully and know whether you are just being tolerated, and don't pass your boundary after you are abroad, otherwise she will give it to you big time. So swallow your ego, show responsibility, be responsible. Because in your responsibility, because you're not sharing. So how do you go about this? Realize this fact I'm mentioning, that you will have problems if you are not careful, if you continue to be egoistic. Adapt, accept the reality, and you don't be faint-hearted, be knowing that, and have a conversation with your wife, or your girlfriend, and know fully well that you can go over it. Just be ready to adapt and face reality. But I'll see you in my next video. Subscribe to the channel and share widely. Give it a thumb raise and tell others. Bye for now.